because like there's the cliche or the stereotype that salespeople can be snooty, and I'm like, it's true. I'm gonna go to Vivienne Westwood today to buy some socks, because that's kind of like the only thing I can afford. But I also want these socks. I saw an ad. I was walking down the street and I saw an ad for Vivienne Westwood, and I love the whole outfit, but I really love the socks. So I'm gonna take you along with me. I don't know if I can film inside, but I'll take you with me and film as much as I can buying socks at Vivienne Westwood. I just went to Vivienne Westwood and I bought some socks. I've never been to a fancy luxury clothing store before. It was very intimidating. I didn't know I would have to wait in line. In line with all these like Japanese girls or just Asian girls. And then when I got inside, the salesperson was just talking to the girl and then asked her how old she was, and she was just like a 19-year-old high school student or something. And then both sales clerks just ignored me. And then I bought some socks because I wanted some socks. And then when she rang me up and gave me my socks, she was like, I felt like she had some shade in her voice when she said, "Enjoy your socks." It was fun, but it's like Vivienne Westwood started out as a punk and an anarchist, but the store is so bougie and the staff was a little bit snooty. So that was my experience buying socks at Vivienne Westwood. What I didn't say in the video was I was just so surprised. Well, first of all, I was surprised that there was a line. I didn't know Vivienne Westwood was that popular. And second of all, I thought that the clientele would just be rich old white ladies. I hope that's not offensive, but I just thought that the brand wasn't that popular because I never see ads for it. The only reason Vivienne Westwood was on my radar recently was because I saw some billboard ads for it while I was walking down the street in Brooklyn, and I really loved the ad. It turned out the ads were by Jurgen Teller. I'll insert them here. And I loved it, and I loved the socks, so I wanted to go in and buy the socks. But I didn't know that Vivienne Westwood was still that popular, and I just thought it would be popular with old white rich women. So when I got there, there was a line, and I was not expecting that. And in line, it was just like all these young Asian girls. And it turned out that they were high school girls because the sales associate at the counter when I was waiting to pay for my socks asked the girl how old she was, and she said she was in high school. So I was like, that's crazy that all these Asian high school girls are loving Vivienne Westwood. Like Asian and Latina. There was, I think, some Latina girls in front of me and behind me. But I was like, did not realize that Vivienne Westwood was that popular with young people, and especially with Asian girls. So that was surprising, and they didn't even have the socks that I wanted. Like, the socks I wanted, which I'll put on screen, they didn't have. So, but I went all the way there, so I was like, I might as well just buy these ones. So I bought these ones, and yeah, the sales associate was pretty snooty. They were both kind of like snooty. They ignored me. The girl in front of me, they offered her water. They're like, "Oh, do you want some water? Have a seat. Sit on the couch, and I'll bring you some water." They didn't offer me water. They didn't bring me water. They just ignored me. So maybe the girl in front of me was a big spender. Maybe she spent a lot of money. I don't know. But I don't understand why sales associates are snooty. If you're a sales associate at a high-end luxury clothing brand store, can you tell me or leave a comment why people are so snooty? Is it because, I mean, yeah, I was just buying socks, so you're not going to make a big commission off of me. But, like, I thought you could at least be friendlier. So I don't understand why, because, like, there's the cliche or the stereotype that salespeople can be snooty. And I'm like, it's true. But why? Just be nice. So I feel like, yeah, so they didn't even have the socks that I wanted. So I just bought some just to save face that I didn't even really want. But I do like them. But I don't really like brown or beige. I really wouldn't ever wear them. So I just bought them. And then also, it's kind of like
fee to look around the store because I bought the socks and then I went upstairs and downstairs and looked around. But luxury shopping, I don't get the hype or why people like it, because the sales associates again are snooty. It was hot in there. I was sweaty because I was like all bundled up from the cold, and then it's hot in there, and then also because I was like feeling intimidated and insecure, I just started sweating and it was like really hot. And then when I went downstairs to the men's floor, I just felt like one of the associates came down there, maybe not to spy on me or maybe not to think that I was going to steal, but just to kind of keep an eye on me because like nobody was down there. So then suddenly after a while of being on the bottom lower level where the men's stuff was, a sales associate came by and was just trying to look like she was working or doing something, but I was like, you're probably spying on me or seeing if I'm going to try to steal something, but I'm not trying to steal anything. I just wanted to take a look. So I don't think that luxury shopping is that great of an experience because they might not have what you wanted that you saw on the website online, or they might not have your size or whatever. And then you've got to deal with the salespeople. And then I don't think it's a very comfortable thing unless you're a big spender and you're ready to drop a lot of money, then and buy like maybe a few $1,000s worth or a few $100s worth even, maybe they'll be nice to you. But if you're just gonna buy $100 pair of socks, they're not gonna be that friendly. So then I just went home and I bought the socks that I wanted online, and they had them online, so I just ordered them online, which I probably should have just done to begin with or from the beginning, but I wanted to see what the whole experience was like in store and going to and having that luxury experience, which it didn't live up to the worth. It wasn't worth it to me because I just ended up buying the socks that I actually wanted online anyway. So, but at least now I know what it's like going into a luxury store and just dealing with the whole experience. I don't really like it. Maybe if you're, like I said, so if you're willing to spend a lot of money, or if you are spending a lot of money, that would be fine. Or maybe if you go with some friends and you're all spending money as a group, that would be fine. But if you're just like me and wanting to be a, looky-loo, and you're just curious and want to take a look around the store, and you're only going to buy $100 worth of socks, maybe don't bother. But, I mean, I'm glad I went because I do love Vivienne Westwood. I love her aesthetic. I mean, I know she's passed away, rest in peace, and Andreas, I forgot who her partner is and who's now designing. Is it Andreas Crawler? I don't know, something like that. But I just love her whole aesthetic and her whole history. I also love Jean-Paul Gaultier, and before the whole debacle of the rant and stuff with John Galliano, I used to love John Galliano, like all the designers from that era, because I'm from that era. But I'm glad I got the socks. So anyway, I ordered the socks on Wednesday and they came on Sunday. So I ordered them Wednesday night when I got home from the store. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it basically took like 4 days to get these socks because there was no option to just have it standard delivery. The only option was express delivery by DHL. So that was like $23.95 or $24. But the socks came really quick. So the socks were $75, but then with the forced express shipping and then duties and taxes, it was like $112. And I thought I would have to, or I wasn't sure if I would have to pay tariffs, because when I bought clothes from Essence from Canada, I did have to pay tariffs, and they actually held my packages down at the post office and wouldn't give me my packages unless I paid, I think it was like maybe over $250 in tariffs before they would give me my package. So whenever I'm buying stuff from a foreign country now, I'm wondering if I'm gonna have to pay a tariff. And this was coming from London, but I didn't have to pay a tariff, so that's good. But anyway, the socks came, so let's open them up and see what they look like in person. So it came, right from DHL. And I really like DHL because on their app, you can see where the truck is. They told me the window. They said your package will be delivered between 12:30 and 2:30, and they even have a little icon of the truck on the map, and it shows you how many stops away. So I could see when it was 4 stops away, 3 stops away, 2 stops away, 1 stops away, and then when it was at my door. So that's great. So DHL is great. So the online experience actually with buying from Vivienne Westwood was far exceeded my expectations and was so much more pleasant than going into the store. But let's see, because like things always look better online than in person. But these socks look so good. And I don't really like navy, but I love these socks. I loved how they looked in the ad. They really got this box. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So I got the receipt. Yeah, so they were $75 socks. And then the shipping fee, the e-commerce shipping fee was $23.95, but I did not have a choice. I had to pay that. And the taxes and stuff. But anyway, so there's lots of paperwork here. And then it's like got tissue paper. This is a lot of packaging for some socks. And then just paper. And then the package. I mean, let's face it, luxury shopping is a scam. Everything's overpriced. These socks are probably worth like $6. But I guess part of the design and everything is worth it. Okay, I do like these. I do think these are beautiful. I mean, I kind of want to put them on, but I kind of don't because it's like, I don't want to wear them yet because they're so delicate. I don't, you're only going to get a few uses out of them before you have to wash them, and then washing them ruins them. And even with the other socks that I got at the store, I wore little ped socks inside, and then I put over my feet, and I put my socked feet into the Vivienne Westwood socks just to protect it a little bit more and keep it clean a little bit longer. So that's probably what I'll do with these. I will wear some little ped socks on my bare feet and then put my socked feet in here. But I'm excited. I think these are really pretty, and they already sold out in my size on the site that I saw. Just the model looked so cool in the ads. I think they look really great. And I'm really into socks now. And they're also really affordable. So I like accessories rather than clothes. The clothes are so expensive. I'm really not into spending a lot of money on clothes. I mean, on expensive clothes. I mean, I buy a lot of, I know, fast fashion. I know it's bad. But I do buy a lot of fast fashion. But high-end clothes I don't buy a lot of. But high-end hats or socks and different accessories I think can be fun because those can last a lot longer. You can still buy into the brand and, support the brand that you like and kind of get the feeling of the brand without spending too much money. So you can basically buy into the brand at a lower entry point. So that was my experience buying $100 socks from Vivienne Westwood. Actually, so the socks I bought in the store were $100, and then I think with tax and stuff it was $108, and then these socks were $75, but then with the mandatory express shipping and then taxes and duties, it was $112. So I bought, 2 pairs of socks that were over $100 each, and that was my experience. I think it was worth it. It was fun. It was, at least I wanted to see what the Vivienne Westwood store was like. I didn't even know they were in the city. So that's why I was so surprised that the Vivienne Westwood, that I saw the ad in Brooklyn and that they still have a store and that the store was open and popular and there was a line and everyone was going to it. Because Vivienne and Westwood really isn't on the radar, or at least not on my radar. I don't see them in ads a lot. You don't hear them talked about. You don't hear the brand talked about a lot. So even when I saw the ads walking down the street in Brooklyn, I was like, Vivienne Westwood, like that's kind of came out of nowhere. So I'm glad they're still around. I don't know how long that store has been there. Maybe it's been there forever and I've just never went in, but I'm glad I got to see what the store was like. I'm glad I got the socks, and that was my journey buying $100 socks from Vivienne Westwood. I forgot to say in the other clip that they charged me $5 for the bag. So I'm like, that's not luxury. Like, I had to pay 5 cents for the bag. So that was just kind of weird. So again, not the best experience buying in the store, but also I'm not a rich person. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.